Sticks and stones may build a home, but a house that needs you inside. You're looking pretty, I'm sure. Knock on my door, it's always open to you. So throw it up and all the way and let the house see the day. Let us look over the view.
When your work is over, and round to mine. All we could need in the second-hand shop where I saw your face for the first time.
Sticks and stones may build a home, but a house that needs you inside. So come on around, let's talk about we're talking in stone like light.
What do you think, Holmes?
Well, the trails point to several suspects, and I do in fact have 10 possible culprits in mind.
A large number indeed. Surely some of them can be ruled out?
You must listen to the clues, Watson. They tell a story. They tell us she did it.
Are you certain? I would hate to put an innocent person behind bars.
That won't happen unless we fail in our role as detectives and overlook vital clues.
Very well. I'll call Lestrade and tell him we're ready.
It's not that simple. The lady was merely fighting for her own survival.
What shall we do then? Shouldn't we arrest her?
We could hand her over to Scotland Yard, yes. She is, after all, guilty of murder. Or we could let her go free.
And if we make the wrong decision?
It is a possibility, although unlikely. But should that happen, we shall have to live with the consequences.
7 crimes. Your choices. Their punishments.
With the 7th game in the series, we are taking the series to the next level. The game is going to be more sophisticated and more challenging in terms of gameplay. And our intention is to make you truly believe that you are Sherlock Holmes. And we want to place you inside of the head and the brain and see how it's working for him. So this is what I'm about to show you. Sherlock Holmes, the greatest detective. He hears some noise, some steps, some hand police joggling, and by that information he already knows who is coming to see him, and he already knows why the guy is dead, and police is not able to solve the case. That is why Inspector Lestrade is here, is asking for our help, and we are going to see the crime scene and help the way that we can. The game is built with Unreal Engine. It is the first time that we are using this engine for us, and even if Epic's thing is best known for the first-person shooters, it still works very, very well for the investigation game like Sherlock Holmes. So it's going to put us into, like, you know, the tiniest details while during the investigation, and we are going to travel to different locations, both indoor and outdoor. We are going to see the poorest and the richest locations of London. So here's the cab waiting for us, and we are going to move to the crime scene. So, crimes and punishments. Actually, it's 8 cases for us to solve. It's eight investigations to have. I'm going, in terms of, like, you know, only 20 minutes presentation, I'm going to show you some very key elements of the game. This is the case known, it is built on the canonical novel written by Doyle. It's The Adventure of Black Peter. We can switch to the first-person camera view anytime that of the game if you're able to. So here's the scene. Peter Carey, the former whaling ship captain, was found harpooned to the wall in his cabin that he installed inside of his gun. He didn't really have, like nice reputation. He is violent. He's alcoholic. His family even thinks that he deserved somehow what happened. And since police wasn't able to find any leads, that is why we're here. And the detective work means searching around a lot, right? Finding clues. And of course, I'm starting with the guy. So he's the guy who's pinned to the wall with the whaling harpoon. Looks like a little butterfly, There's a lot of blood everywhere. We can pick some of the objects and see where it can lead us to. There's the knife. I suppose that Peter Carey was trying to defend himself while fighting with the murderer. Apparently he didn't succeed. There's the notebook. Again, I can pick the object and examine them and turn it around like that. So I see there's some initials on the notebook, say JHM, probably the owner. And I see that it's covered in blood. And the way that the notebook is covered in blood makes me believe that it was dropped into the blood. So after the guy was already dead. I can open the notebook and see some numbers, some letters. Take the single paper of it. I'm not really sure what the letters currently, but I'm good to search around. There's the table with the bottle of rum, I suppose, some glasses inside. There is the harpoon stand where the other weapon was taken from. Actually, all of those things you can examine and zoom in and see in more details. There's the chest. I can try to unlock it. Just in order to skip some and to save us some time, we're going to skip the puzzle. Players would be able to skip that, but not at once. The skip button will appear like 5 minutes probably later while the puzzle is launched. So you can challenge newbies. You see there's some boots and some drivers and the instruments. There's no valuables inside. You can see what's with the shelf. The ship locks for the 6 years, and that's it. So now remember, if our intention to make you really believe that you are Sherlock Holmes, we want to give you his special talents. Sherlock is a genius in terms of detective work. He's like the superhero, but without the mask or some special equipment, right? It's only his brain that he is using, and his biggest talent probably is that he's paying attention to the things that ordinary people, they wouldn't simply do that. They just skip the scene and they're going to move on. So what we have this special Sherlock Holmes vision. It allows you to see and to interpret and to analyze things that people would simply won't pay attention to that. So there was some dust on the shelf, and with that shape of the dust makes me believe that there was some kind of chest or box on it, and now it's gone. So here's what we have, like the dead guy, the notebook with the initials JHN, and the chest that was here, now it's gone. There are a lot of things to do there, but again I'm skipping in time and we're moving to Scotland Yard, to the famous place. With Black Peter and with other cases, we are going to have some suspects to interrogate them. And here's the way it looks like, the very famous place. And in Scotland Yard, actually, we are going to do numerous things, very numerous, including the autopsy with the dead bodies, including reviewing some reports from the police, and of course checking the belongings of our suspects. And I do that before I talk to the guy, in order to have the idea who I'm going to see in a moment. So you see there's the golden ring. I can turn it again around this way or another and try to see the engraving on it. The engraving says, like, you know, one ruin to rule them all. Remember? So, okay, now I'm good to see the guy. Go here and find the interrogation. Here's the guy waiting for us.
Good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. You're detectives, I suppose, and you believe that I'm connected with the death of Captain Academy. But I can assure you.
So our task is to connect the suspect and the victim. I have this selection of questions I can ask you. But before I do, there's another special talent of the detective. Not that he's able to freeze the time. No. But he's able to scan the person really, really carefully, and it will bring you the idea of who is sitting in front of you. So I see that the guy is rather young. He looks a little bit depressed, of course. Like, I mean, he spent the night in the police department. I mean, who won't? He's wearing some nice suit, which now looks kind of torn, you know, and old. I'm very sorry. You know, the demo. So now that I have the idea of who's sitting in front of me, now that I have the clues from the crime scene, now that I saw his belongings, I can start the real interrogation, and I can interrupt the guy with information that I have. John Hopley Nelligan makes me believe, makes me thinking about the initials that I found on the notebook, and I can trick him with that kind of info I have. Again, I can ask him about the ring that we just saw.
The police sees this precious ring. I did not steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Of course, the ring always belonged to him, which is not true because of the very different facts. For example, of the inscription that we saw. So I can impress the suspect. I can threaten him somehow, but I am able to make him start talking, even if he didn't initially plan that. Once you finish the investigation, you are good to go to the deduction board. The deduction board would be the so-called completion or the conclusion of the entire investigation. It brings all the clues to the one place. But playing the game is not going to be like that. We are going to do things one after one, step by step. We are also going to change the way it looks now. We want to look at more like the synapses into the brain of the detective. But at this point, I'm going to connect some of the clues together. Some of them are going to be connected, or there might be conflicting with each other. And all of that, it gives me possibilities to interpret the clues one way or another. I'm going to show you them to you just in a moment. So here's how it works. We are talking about the harpoon, the way that the guy was killed, and I can choose whether it was like someone very strong doing it, or whether it was just someone very, very likely to do that. So interpreting the things, it will bring us to different conclusions. For example, that's why this is how I'm doing it. So I can absolve or condemn John Nelligan. But if I change the way my interpretations work, you see they are now conflicting. I can deduct another criminal here. So with the entire game, we are going to have 4 different conclusions for this case, for the case of Black Peter. With all the 8 cases, each case is going to have 3 to 5 possible conclusions. Apart from that, there's the moral choice for you to make. So you are, there are two things for you to do here: to find who is guilty, and to find what you are going to do with that kind of information. You can save, or you can damn the criminal. It's only up to you. We're giving you this possibility to fail into the game or to succeed while looking for the right criminal. And it's only your personal choice what you're going to do with the culprit, whether you want to release him free or whether you want to send him to the jail. So you're going to make it only your experience, and it's only your game. The game is going to have does 6 to 10 different endings. So each case has like 3 to 5 possible conclusions with 2 moral choices for you to make. So it's 6 to 10 different endings for the game. They are not, the cases we have, they are not really connected to each other directly. At some point of the game, at the end of the game, you'll see some kind of link inside of it. It makes me believe in about 10 to 15 hours of gameplay, again depending on your detective skills. And the game will arrive Q1 2014 for PC, Xbox 360 and PS3, and maybe the new consoles. Might be, but not sure. That's it. If you have any questions,